Welcome back to The Big Picture, 9:37 on your Wednesday morning. Joining us, Jay Fox with the Ohio News Network.
Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day.
We've made it halfway through.
We
So
have.
this is a settlement of really something between the state of Ohio, the AG's office, and one of the largest health systems in the state of Ohio, OhioHealth.
So the civil lawsuit was originally filed back in February by the Department of Justice Antitrust Division and also Dave Yost, who was then our Attorney General. The government alleged that OhioHealth violated Section 1 of the Sherman Act and Ohio's Valentine Act by using its market dominance, particularly here in Columbus, to force commercial health care insurers to anti-competitive all-or-nothing agreements. These practices blocked insurers from creating lower-cost, budget-conscious health plans that might have steered patients to more competitive and more affordable hospital systems.
So we know when it comes to hospital billing and the care that you receive and what it's going to cost, there is oftentimes a back and forth between the hospital system and the insurance company, and they've figured out some magic number of what it's worth. When we talk about these all or nothing agreements, what are we talking about here?
So the hospital system was engaged in a practice of very restrictive contract terms with the insurance providers. That forced those companies to direct patient care to OhioHealth. The result was an artificial rise in overall healthcare costs in the market.
Mm-hmm. So why did OhioHealth settle?
Well, they actually came forward and answered that question themselves. They wanted to avoid the time, the expense, and distraction of a lengthy legal battle.
And so basically saying that, you know what, we're going to back off of this. Term-wise, were there payouts? What kind of agreements had to be made in this settlement?
So the most important thing is the voiding of restrictions. So OhioHealth is now strictly prohibited from enforcing or imposing contract terms with commercial health insurers that deter the design of lower-cost insurance plans. And there's a body that will oversee that for the next 5 years. Now, OhioHealth will not pay any fines or damages or financial penalties. They also did not admit to any wrongdoing. They continue to maintain that their contractual practices were lawful, noting they agreed to the settlement simply to avoid that time and exposure, and that agreement aims to foster more transparency, which will give payors the freedom to provide consumer and employers with clear options for affordable care.
So what's next?
Well, in the world of he who has the gold makes the rules, they are not making the rules this time. So the proposed consent decree has been submitted to the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Ohio for final review and approval. And once that's formally approved, then they will publicly release all of the details behind the things that we just discussed this morning.
Okay, that will be interesting when that's all released.
OhioHealth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which, is just about every hospital in Columbus except the handful of Mount Carmel's and the 2 OSU hospitals.
Well, that's exactly right. And the word that is being bandied about is behemoth.
Yeah, it is.
Because they capture, I think it's like 85% of the market share. It's crazy.
In a lot of counties, they are the only county hospital. They have Morrow County General. That's the only one you're going to find there.
That's right.
Grady in Delaware. Well, I guess St. Anne's is probably Delaware County. But, Grady in Delaware, they have the Marion Hospital. They've got all of really central Ohio.
That's like Cleveland Clinic up in the Northeast that they own
it really is. There's a lot of markets that have large hospital systems that simply dominate, and that gives them the leverage to say to the insurance companies, it's our way or the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
All right, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
Thanks so much.